Hey everybody, welcome to Video Games Awesome Live. We watched Age of Ultron a week ago. We actually just came back from Mad Max, but we were gonna do an Age of Ultron show, but I was fucking exhausted after it, and
sleepy.
So we didn't do this. But we watched Age of Ultron, and we liked it.
It was the first movie I ever saw in 3D.
It was the first full film. We were real curmudgeons about 3D.
Because
I still am.
I think that I was against it because we went to the SpongeBob ride in Wonderland and it made me feel sick.
In addition, we have a 3D TV that we tried for a little bit and we found it terrible.
Yeah.
We also, I've tried out 3D TVs multiple times in like future shops and stuff like that, and every time I've just thought 3D looks stupid.
Yeah.
I still think it's stupid.
I thought they did a great job of it this film, though.
Yeah, if I have to watch 3D, I like how subtle they've used it nowadays on these major films. It's understated until like they save it for particular moments, and like
I appreciated that.
My favorite part where they used it in this was whenever there was a few shots where the Avengers are all fighting together. There's one at the very beginning in the snow scene where they're all working together, and that was actually one of my favorite scenes, is the beginning.
Yep.
Where they're all fighting together and they're like comboing their abilities and then there's this shot that's actually in the trailer where they all are lined up and it's slow motion.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of giggled for a moment when that happened because it just looks so cool.
I love that it started with that.
Yeah.
We were like, what the fuck? They're working together right away?
That was refreshing.
That's so cool.
Because I feel like so many superhero movies are about the misfitness to them. Like how they're all always kind of, they've got these amazing powers, but how do I use them? And now I know how to use them, but this is my story and I'm not working with you. And so there's always which is funny because this is actually, a lot of this is about them working against each other at one point, being torn apart from the inside. But I did like to see them kind of established and actually working well for a bit.
Yeah.
And then they end it with them working well too. Yeah.
Full circle.
And like most of our movie things, we'll try to peter out the spoilers slowly. But again, this is another big film that, you know, you can't really spoil it too much. There are things that you can, but like, I mean, for the most part, it does what you think is going to happen, especially if you watch the trailers. The funny thing is, I had no idea that Ultron was played by Spader.
Yeah.
Going in, and Becky didn't even really know who Spader was, but
he's one of your favorites.
It bugged the hell out of me the whole film trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
And he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did.
I liked how Ultron had like these emotional human expressions, and he actually had personality and kind of like wit and charisma.
Well, he would, because he's
like he's an artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So he has a sense of humor you don't expect. He is literally just artificial intelligence, which he was brought about because they were able to use the scepter.
The scepter. It's like the jewel in the scepter, I think.
So I don't know what it is that made him, like how they used the scepter to create him, but they used him in addition to some stuff that Stark had going to make a super intelligence.
Yeah. I don't know how quick we want to go into.
But anyways,
all of it.
As a film, though, you did come out of it, Becky. I remember, like you said, that it, like you expected to like it more.
Yeah, it's weird because like I fucking love superhero movies. That scene. So fucking good.
That shot.
But I came out of it and I was like, I don't want to see it again. Like usually I come out of movies like this and I'm like, oh my god.
I think a little bit of it might be
so good.
Superhero fatigue.
I think it might be.
And this film will do this to you because this one, more than any other superhero film before it, has more special effects in it. This film has more special effects in it, on average, like per minute, per second, than any other film out there, I think.
Really?
I don't think you could beat it. I think that probably that has to be substantiated, but it has to.
Yeah.
It never stops. It stops slowly at the farm for a moment, but that's about it. The whole thing is just insane amounts of special effects the entire time.
I'm cool with special effects.
Oh, I
though.
love them. I fucking love them. They were
Yeah.
such a.
You know what? It's just like Tony Stark came on, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I wasn't that excited about him after.
It's because
his
he's
initial
played out a
appearance.
little bit, and that's not meant to be in a negative connotation that I think a lot of people use it in. He's literally just been played out. I think we've seen where the character's going. It's still going some interesting places, though, in a way because his anxiety is driving him places that we didn't expect him to go. He's being really irresponsible now.
Yeah.
And not in the sort of like puckish, roguish type of Stark irresponsibility, but he's got it under control. He's the one who actually fucks up the whole thing, and he's the reason why they have to save the world again.
Yeah.
And some of it's supposed to be the effect of the scepter on him, but a lot of it is his innate fears driving him.
Yeah, they show his anxiety a lot throughout the film.
He thinks he's doing it for the greater good.
Oh, I never know how much to say and when.
Let's just assume everybody's pretty much seen
Okay.
it. Like, I mean, the only thing I wouldn't want to go towards is the final character.
Okay, that's fine. One thing I thought was like a wicked awesome addition to this is the fact that what's her face? One of the twins.
Mm-hmm.
With her mind abilities,
Yeah.
she gets across some of the past life of some of the characters. Like Black Widow has this scene where she's little and she's a ballerina and stuff. Like she's a super spy, which you don't actually know for sure is part of Black Widow's past.
Was real. No, that was real. That's how she was trained. She was like brought up to be this like.
I know she was trained to be a super spy, but sometimes they say that they implant memories inside their brains.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I don't know.
But I have gathered that Black Widow is like Agent 47. Like she was born to have no emotion, or bred to have no emotion, but I guess she's finding some humanity. Maybe a little bit quicker than Agent 47, but.
Yeah. I thought that was cool because I didn't know any of that stuff. I don't know anything about Black Widow. I liked her character, but that kind of made me like her more.
Yeah. What I want to know as a character, like I find Banner to be one of the best characters. One of my favorites. But I want to know why he was so predisposed to follow Stark. Not once, but twice. Not only was Stark being irresponsible, but he was just going along with it, and he expresses regret at one point for doing it.
Yeah.
But he seems to be a bit spineless as Banner. Like he's completely convinced by Stark both times. Like you know best, because they're bros.
First time it was trust. Second time was kind of what the fuck.
Like fuck it.
Yeah.
I like one of my favorite lines was when Thor, unaffected by the mind thing, it says, what does he say? He says, "It doesn't affect me because his mind affects something. He says, because I am mighty." Or he says, "And I am mighty," and then he starts hallucinating. I like that little bit from him.
Yeah.
The interactions between Hulk and Black Widow were cool. The way that apparently they figured out some method to get him to calm down with what they called a lullaby.
Yeah.
And all it really is a keyword.
Yeah.
She just says the sun's getting real low, and that starts to trigger him into calming down.
Yeah.
I liked that. I don't know if that existed in the comics, but like it's a cool way to develop both their relationship, not as superheroes, but also as like their symbiosis. It works, right? And they even at one point just want to, in the film, like consider leaving and disappearing forever, because both of them kind of hate what they are.
Yeah.
Right? So they have that in common, so they make sense as a couple. To see that, like, have that connection. The funny thing is, too, with them, is she ends up manipulating him She ends up forcing him to become Hulk.
She does.
Against his will.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of controversy saying people didn't like how she was used as a character.
Yeah, they're saying that she was just...
I don't know what people have been
what did I
saying. I just
say?
heard there was controversy about it, and I don't care because I don't look into that
That
shit
she was
because I
like
don't
the
want
victim
to.
or something.
I don't give a
remember.
fuck what
Yeah.
people said about it because I don't get into that shit. But what I can say is that what struck me was that moment where she pushes him, and I'm just like, what? How's
Yeah.
he gonna forgive you for that?
Yeah.
But I guess he sees why she did it later, right? So it makes sense, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the characters well enough either. I feel like as not a comic book guy, I can't really analyze them well enough. But
Yeah.
so I can only tell you what's on the surface. They thought she was a damsel in distress.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, they were saying damsel in distress. Which is ridiculous
Interesting.
because I think
Even though
is
she
such a
saves
strong
Banner more
character.
than he.
Yeah.
The only time where she's saved is where the Hulk needs to jump from one platform to the next and she needs to be carried.
Yeah.
Because she can't fly! That's the only time. Every other time, she's the one helping him.
Yeah.
Anyways, the other cool part, and I guess this is another part of the superhero stuff getting a little bit played out, but it's also still, I welcome it, is the moments where they're kind of self-referential and fourth wall breaking or like kind of poking fun at their own genre. When Hawkeye is giving that girl, the new girl, the twin, a pep talk, and he says, "There's flying robots outside. I have a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you come out that door, you're an Avenger."
That part was pretty good.
It's
I feel like I don't connect a lot with Hawkeye. Like, I'm often like, you're sort of lame.
I love him, though.
But
I love the actor.
That part,
so.
the actor's good. That part I was like, that's funny.
I like it too, but at the same time, I'm saying like these parts are almost template now. Like, I don't want to be cynical
Yeah.
because I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good line, but there's a lot of it's like it feels like the scenes kind of go rhythmically. It's like action breakdown, new plot introduced, and then like new action starts, and then you have to have a quip, and then you have to have like these little
Yeah,
breaks
yeah.
to like acknowledge what's happening and stuff. These little chuckle moments, and
Just strayed from that a little bit by having the big action scene with them all working together at the beginning.
yeah. The other like by far my favorite action scene was Hulk, the Hulkbuster versus Hulk. That was just
my God.
that was beautiful. It was a work of art. It was just so cool.
It went on for so long.
Yeah, it
too.
just went on, and it was so epic. The only thing that's really ridiculous was how all these fucking soldiers or police or just men with guns who now know the Avengers have now saved the world. They know what the Hulk is, they know what Iron Man is, they know what all these things are, and yet they still think that if they train their guns on them, they're gonna either get the Hulk to stop,
Yeah.
or that when they start shooting, they're gonna hurt him? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't really
Get
understand.
the fuck out of there and let the Avengers handle it.
Yeah.
You idiots. It doesn't make sense.
I'm assuming they're trying to keep people safe because even Bruce Banner was like appalled by the actions of Hulk.
Yeah, sure.
But
the police have to know that they have to be idiots
They
not
can't
to know that
stop.
they're better served just to get people out of there, not to
Yeah.
train guns on him. It doesn't make sense.
yeah.
But anyways, besides that kind of, to me, a plot hole, that whole scene was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I would like, whenever I see shit like that and all this collateral damage, it's like people are no doubt getting hurt and killed. They have to be. There's no way they can't be.
Oh yeah.
Killing people. Let's show it. I want to see people being... I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but I always crave that. I want the horrible. I want the gritty, realistic feeling of like collateral damage, people dying, innocent people dying for real.
For
around
real.
you. It just, that to me would connect it. It would bring it all the way around. Like, I want to see the Hulk barreling down a street and people going flying
Yeah.
and slamming into buildings.
They kind of do.
Their backs breaking and stuff.
But-
they hint at it.
Yeah.
They're very creative with the way that they don't show anything, but like
You'll
kind
see
of
them.
do.
You'll see people flying, but you won't see them like.
You'll see people get into a car, or you'll see
Land.
people in a car, then they'll show the outside of the car, then they show the car go flying, or like They're very careful with what they show. Because they have to stay PG, right? They have to make sure it's owned by Disney, and they need to make sure the maximum number of audience come and see it. I'm in the camp of, fuck, like, I don't give a fuck about kids if they can go to this film or not.
Yeah.
Because my kids would be able to go to it. Like, I don't care if the general audience, like, families won't go to it, but of course they need to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, they make a lot of money off of kids in this. This film.
Was Man of Steel rated R?
Dude.
Anyways.
Okay, so I did not know that Quicksilver was kick-ass until like halfway through the film. I
that wasn't
love
Quicksilver.
Kick-ass. Yeah, it is.
Well, that's... Wait. No, Quicksilver's in X-Men.
No, this is Quicksilver,
Wait,
isn't it?
who is this, guys? Quicksilver is X-Men, and that guy...
It's the same? Same. No, what? Quicksilver is in both. Yeah.
Oh, so they recast Quicksilver? Wait, what? Wait. Who's the guy who can run fast in X-Men?
Quicksilver, his name is Quicksilver in both, right? I don't know if it's the same. It is Quicksilver? He is in both.
Oh, man.
It's not the same universe.
I had
different universe.
I had hopes that they'd crossed the universes at one point.
They just don't call him a mutant and change the backstory a little. Anyways, so,
Definitely not the same actor.
definitely not, because he's kick-ass.
Yeah, one's kick-ass and the other one is American Horror Story guy.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? As if that's... I don't know, I'm like notoriously horrible for not knowing actors or actresses when they play somebody else.
So I didn't know he was Quicksilver the whole time, like, because I thought that they couldn't have Quicksilver.
He did a really good job, though. I thought. A really good job. I don't know, I don't speak Russian either, so I don't know how his accent might have been
Has he always been Russian? That was cool that they made him Russian.
No, not at all.
That was neat. Oh, yeah. I like how the ending, and yeah, we're just talking like you've all seen it now. They lift up that fucking town.
Yeah.
They decide we have to evacuate because the final showdown is going to be here. Could you imagine a plot line where they say, all right, so the final showdown's going to be in New York. We have to evacuate New York, and New York's going to get destroyed, but it just has to happen.
Yeah.
That would never fly in a film. The audience would just be completely taken out of it. They'd all immediately just be like, this would never happen. Nobody would sacrifice New York.
Yeah.
But like,
fine.
it's okay to fucking sacrifice this little hovel city.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's way the fucking gone. It's alright.
Ridiculous. But it was pretty cool.
Poor Russian town.
That was pretty cool. The idea that like to lift it up and then let it drop like a meteor, and that would ruin the Earth basically, or like
fucking crazy.
It wouldn't explode the Earth, but it would create like the effect of a meteor hitting the Earth, which would create an ice age.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was. I think what the main thing is, the takeaway from it is that while the action was a feast for the eyes and a lot of beautiful scenes, it's a bit too much.
Maybe it's like one of the middle movies, right? So it's kind of like building up characters. So like a bunch of the Avengers are actually gone now. Like Bruce Banner's gone. Tony Stark said that he's calling it quits for now.
Yeah, and at the end they kind of hint at the next team taking over, like passing of the torch. But I guess what I mean by too much action, because we just watched Mad Max, and that was non-stop action all the way through. So by too much action, I don't necessarily mean that the movie had too many action scenes. I think what it is that anytime there is an action scene, there's a bit too much going on. It's hard to sometimes tell what matters in this shot. And they flip so quickly between all the things, like from this person working on this to this person working on this. I think that's why Mad Max works so well. You're following one thing.
Yeah, that might be it. And it's a lot of like close-up shots, right?
And it's probably why I love the Hulkbuster scene so much. It followed one thing, and we get to concentrate on this one action scene for a while. Whereas a lot of it's just like so many different things happening, and it's just like, while it is beautiful and stunning and you're soaking it all in, you're a little bit, it's a little overwhelming to the point where it feels like, fucking girl with the tits is used in the trailer many times, and she's like they use her in quite a few shots in that one scene for some reason.
I don't really understand.
Like she matters. I thought she was going to become
I
a
think
character.
they were supposed to show like the human element on the ground there, right?
That's actually brings me to my point about the too much action. I think what it is there was a lot of action without a human element that I really cared about. I know that and that's probably the problem with superhero movies is that
you know they aren't gonna die.
I know they're not gonna die.
Well,
I know that they're fucking powerful as all hell, and I know that every time you think they're in trouble, they're gonna introduce some new Deus Ex Machina that you didn't know about that will save them.
yeah.
And that kind of takes away a bit. Like when watching Mad Max, the whole time you believe that he will make this end badly.
Yeah.
That the director will take this bad places. Where in this, you know, it's not going anywhere bad.
Yeah, that's so true.
And maybe that's a part of it. Like, what made Iron Man so good, despite knowing that nothing too bad is going to happen, is what keeps you going is Stark. How is he going to interact with this situation? And even though I know he's not going to die, it's probably going to be funny the way he goes about it, right? And I guess that's what I need. So, anyways, what were you going to say?
Oh God, I don't know. So many thoughts.
So let's talk about the dude at the end that they create. What's his name? What's the character's name?
How do you pronounce it? Like Vision or?
It's Vision. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not Captain Marvel. That's a troll. But so he's probably a big deal in the comic books, I imagine. So he's like an ultimate being.
And we know that it's Jarvis's voice, which is
cool.
Hella cool.
I was actually predicting at the beginning of the film, I was saying, I bet you Jarvis ends up being the bad guy.
Yeah.
But it ended up being the opposite. He ends up being the Keanu Reeves in the story. the one to come and save them all.
Yeah.
So he's like a representation of the greatest powers in the universe.
Oh my lord. Vision is hella important in the comics.
So he's like one of the four jewels. He's like the embodiment of like the ultimate. He's more powerful than Thor.
Yeah.
He's more than a god.
Stronger than Thor. He can do like basically all of their things, right?
So now, back to the earlier point, how do we ever care coming forward? What will we care about if they've got even the most powerful thing of all time? Like by the end, he just fucks up Ultron like he's nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing matters at the end. The only thing that matters in the very end is saving all those people, and I didn't care about them.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit.
I kind of understood that it would be good for the Avengers if they saved everyone.
They made Ultron's body surprisingly weak. Yeah, now you know the problem with reading comics. I'm so happy that we haven't read comics, because these movies, you get to be like, who's that?
Yeah. The one thing that was totally weird, and maybe they cut some of this, I don't know, but Thor, they show a little clip of it here. Thor going into the like hot springs, and he gets the visions again, and he talks about there's something with the jewels. I know that that's going to be important later.
Thor has a vision
because
that explains to him how important that gem is, and how he's the one who realizes that we must create this being.
Yeah. And that's going to be like the unifying factor, I think, in the end, is like the fact that like people or supervillains are getting a hold of these 5 gems, 7 or I don't know how many, and doing crazy shit with them. So he's going back to wherever the fuck. Where's he from?
Valhalla, I guess. Like, Asgard.
Asgard.
What's really neat about, I think that the way that they're going, the places they're going with
6 Infinity Stones.
With Thor is that he's, I think when it was first announced that Thor was going to be made into a movie, and then that he was going to join the Avengers, people were like, Thor is the most hokey of all the storylines. They made Captain Marvel believable, even.
Captain Marvel is a girl, apparently.
I mean, not Captain Marvel. They made Captain America believable.
Okay.
His storyline, all that stuff.
They did a great job with him. Did we see the second movie?
We haven't seen the second one.
Okay.
Winter
I liked
Soldier.
the first one.
I love the first one.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites of, I think, all of the movies of the...
Because I wasn't into... I have, like, a Captain America shirt.
Maybe even only second to the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
I think that the way that they integrated Thor was smart because of this
2 was even better? Sweet.
because of this arc that they're going with, like this trans-dimensional stuff and this whole power stones, and like that the Earth is just this small island in the middle that's basically, they even kind of make reference to how insignificant it is at the beginning, but somehow the Earth everything centers around the Earth for some reason. There's something about the Earth that multiple parties care about.
Okay.
And we're probably going to find that out in the future, why Earth, such an insignificant planet that even they acknowledge at the end, is doomed.
Yeah.
They say they're all doomed, but they don't know that, and it's their frailty or that they aren't limitless that makes them what they are. It gives them their virtue or something like that. Like, it's kind of similar to a Q from Star Trek thing or a Doctor Who thing. These supernatural beings take interest in the frailty of humanity, and there's something unique about humanity that makes them want to protect it, or at least interact with it, or something.
Yeah.
Who was the purple-faced guy at the end? Well, I don't expect you to know. Thanos, so he's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
That stinger
he's
at the end is supposed to mean something.
Yeah.
Probably to comic book fans means a lot.
Yeah.
Earth is the center realm of the 9 realms of Thor's mythology.
Oh, shit.
What the hell's a realm? Is it a dimension? Thanos is obsessed with death, literally. Interesting.
We have to watch Guardians. Yes, we do. He's in it, apparently, so it probably would have meant more to us if we had watched Guardians.
We should watch Guardians.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, we got to watch Guardians. And I'm sorry we didn't watch it.
I know, we know,
It was
we
one
know,
of those
we
things
know.
that became a thing where we waited too late. We thought we still had time to see it in theaters. We were very busy. We didn't see it in theaters, and now it feels like we have limitless time because we didn't see it in theaters.
We
so
were
now
waiting, and then now we're waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray. Is it out on Blu-ray now? There's this scene in the trailer here with the woman's tits in the bottom right,
Yeah.
where she's like running and like,
Yeah.
it's really distracting. Every time it comes on.
She had really floppy boobs. They're all over the place.
Yeah, man.
Yep, mesmerizing.
Yeah, right? I'm always like kind of looking over to the
We do
bottom
not
right.
have bras in Russia.
It is on Blu-ray now.
It's interesting
Nice.
how they do a good job, I guess, of giving Hawkeye and Black Widow something to do at all times. Whenever there's a scene
Yeah.
where supernatural beings need to be taken care of, they always make sure there's some guys with guns that need to be shot.
Yeah.
Because those
They got their
couldn't be
shit to
just
do, too.
swatted aside by Thor. He's got other things to worry about. You guys shoot the things that you can shoot.
Yeah.
And we'll take care of the things that
think
only
it's-
we can take
I
care
think
of.
it's good, and I think their relationship is really good too, because people in the previous movies have wanted them to get together, right? Hawkeye and
Oh yeah,
Black
that
Widow.
they didn't go there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
and that
that's cool.
she's just like an aunt to his kids, and he has this family, apparently.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I also liked the appearance of, even though I'm not a huge Sam Jackson fan,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I liked his character's appearance. What's his name?
Oh my god.
I thought
you
it
guys
had a
must
nice
hate
little
us.
role. It was appropriate where it was. There were some cheesy moments, but I can't think of them now that it's been a week.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. There was some silliness, but that I know bugged me. But there wasn't a huge amount, and I can't remember examples now.
The fact that Linda Cardellus is Hawkeye's wife, plays Hawkeye's wife, is awesome.
Oh,
Fucking
from Freaks and
love
Geeks.
her.
Yeah, she's cool. She's also in Bloodline, if you guys like her.
Yeah.
Watch Bloodline.
The
Rem-
Got No Strings to Hold Me Down song is really good.
That was cool.
I liked it. They included that in the movie too.
I love his motivation, Ultron's motivation.
Mm-hmm.
That it doesn't just boil down to, it's been used before where a machine is told to protect things, but he takes it the wrong way and thinks that the only way for peace is to destroy everything. It's
Yeah.
been used before in stories. I like the storyline. I think it's a good one. That mechanic. But I liked also his hatred for mankind based on who he identifies as his father.
Yeah.
That Stark disgusts him.
Yeah.
In a way, and I like that
And he's
about
made
his
in his
character as
image.
well. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Anything else that you guys, any issues with the film that you guys found that
It was
I
a
might not
bit
be
long,
thinking of? Yeah.
I thought. But
I wasn't getting tired or anything. I don't know. I was okay
I
with
wasn't
it.
either, but that's one thing that would stop me maybe from watching it again.
I would have liked to see less on the farm. Anytime you slow shit down,
Yeah.
just like, oh man. Even in the Turtles film to this day, I still hate the farm scene with where they go there and picks up the truck. Like, get back to the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Thor's hammer scene, of course, was great.
Shitty end credit scene was the only thing that pissed me off.
Vision handing over the hammer to Thor was great. That was
Yeah.
a cute little moment.
Yeah.
I love how beautiful Vision is. Perfect.
Yeah, totally.
Got these beautiful like lips that are sculpted. He's like an Adonis. Anybody?
The farm scenes were cute.
That I had a problem with.
What?
Stark, I don't feel like Stark showed enough emotion when he found Jarvis. It hurt Stark's character in my eyes. I started to like Stark less. I think Stark should have been fucking broken up about it.
Yeah, that's his everything, basically, right?
I would have liked to see him like have mourned him like a friend, like I know that Stark's a very business type, like, you know, well that's that, let's get to the next thing because there's no sense in like getting emotional over it. But I would have liked to see just a little twinge in him that just like, they didn't even give it a moment.
No, he couldn't.
He just kind of went like
known.
this. He was like, and he just kind of stared at it for a bit. He kind of, even as a snarky guy, it would have been more powerful if they just had a subtle glimmer in his eye, just something, just this moment where it looks like he's breaking, but then gets back to business. Something that looks like it got to him, you know, like.
Yeah, he's like Alfred.
He's
if
like
Alfred died, then
Yeah.
you'd fucking mourn. Yeah. Yeah, he was like sorry, and then just that was it.
Yeah, it should have. They should have taken a moment. It bothered me, but you know, whatever. I guess. I feel like it was a missed opportunity more than anything to really just give a little bit more substance to Stark's character.
Yeah.
What else? Hey, wait a minute. I just thought of something. Why isn't... Oh, that's the wrong universe. Never mind. I was gonna say, when is Wonder Woman gonna show up in the DC films?
We didn't talk about the Quicksilver part. Wonder Woman.
What Quicksilver part?
Yeah.
As usual, the super fast character, like Flash in the video game DC, the NetherRealms video game, those scenes with Flash, Quicksilver's never as fast as he actually is.
Yeah.
Quicksilver is so much faster than that, and yet...
She's in Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, cool. I think I actually maybe knew that. But anyways,
Okay.
he is so much faster than what he shows. There's so many things he could have helped with or stopped or whatever, but
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, he gets weak, right? Whenever he does it too much.
There were times where he
or-
wasn't weak, where they show slow motion and he's moving like the same speed as somebody else who's running. He needs to be faster than fast. So fast that I don't know how to express it. He is so infinitely fast. Mostly the Flash. I don't know about Quicksilver's limits, but the Flash is supposed to be able to like basically take as much time as he wants to analyze and decide what he wants to do with the situation.
Yeah.
In Injustice, like they had that scene where they had to run. I've ranted about that. Never mind. But anyways,
He should be very fast.
I guess if you want to go down and like talk about superhero plot holes, you could go on forever. They're always going to be there. They're always going to make mistakes or like realize that they have limitations in their story if they don't make this character weak in this scene. And I guess you just have to accept it. It's a superhero film. But.
He did eye fuck his sister at one point, which was weird.
A what?
He like totally I fucked his sister at one point.
Yeah, there's a
and
moment,
we
a
both
weird.
kind of looked at each
Yeah,
other like.
Becky and I both noticed it. There was a look between the two of them that seemed not like a brother and sister look.
That's awkward.
It
Why
feels
is
like
this
the
happening?
directors gave them the wrong motivation or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
In Flashpoint, they explain why Flash doesn't go too fast.
okay.
Oh, it's a weird relationship in the comics? Okay, maybe it was placed
Interesting.
there purposely then.
What else is Scarlet Witch been in?
In, like, as a character or the actress herself?
Yeah, who the actress? What is she?
Were you guys saying that she was in...
She was the Godzilla
Kick-Ass?
character, so she's been opposite him in 2 films now. She was misused in Godzilla. Everybody in
She
Godzilla
wasn't
was
in
misused,
Kick-Ass
but that's
then.
a review we didn't do. We didn't like it.
Okay. So it was Godzilla you were talking about, not Kick-Ass.
So anyway, and like, you know, we liked it. It's just, it was good. It was a really good
Yeah.
time. It was fun. Great popcorn movie. A good ride. Nothing to really dislike about it. Hard enough to say that you shouldn't go. It was a good movie. It's just, it really does, I think, more than any other superhero film than before, I feel like I'm getting fatigued by superheroes.
Well, I think one thing that kind of bummed me out was the fact that they're going to be using like this different cast kind of for the next film. Because like I was saying before, like Tony Stark kind of quit, Bruce Banner took off,
Maybe they need to.
Thor's gone off to Asgard, who's Captain America is still there.
I bet you they'll all still have
But
small,
like
small moments.
I don't love Falcon yet.
Maybe you would if you watched Winter Soldier. A
Yeah,
bunch of them,
maybe.
a bunch of those characters were in Winter Soldier.
It just didn't get me like psyched.
I liked Cheadle's character, Cheadle again in this, but he was very small role this time. In fact, it almost looks like he didn't interact with any actor. I think that they brought him in, put him into that helmet thing. So I think that was the extent of his involvement in the film. He walked into a room, got in the helmet, and did all his lines, because that's all you really see.
Yeah, he really doesn't do all that much. He was at the party, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was at the
So
party.
he
Yeah, there was some
interacted
cute
with all
moments there.
of them there.
Uh,
Okay, Falcon is in Winter Soldier. Okay, so
Maybe you'll like him in that. Well, who
Alright.
was the other? Was the other guy in it that's in Wayward Pines right now? That black guy? I don't know his name. The sheriff? Was he in
eating
this?
ice cream.
Or have I just got his image burned in my mind because I've been watching Wayward Pines?
I don't know.
And I love that character so much. He wasn't in it?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I thought he was. So there is another black character in it though that I'm
That
trying
was
to
the
think
guy
of.
before Cheeto?
That's why I knew
They
something was
recast
triggering me
him.
to think
They're-
that.
How the fuck?
I knew something.
Man, fuck
Something
you.
was messing with my
God
head there.
damn it.
Anyways, who was the other? So the other guy, Falcon, or what does he use?
He's like the Fly.
What's his actor name? Because I don't even know that guy.
I don't know.
He has wings. So his power is flying.
I guess we gotta see Winter Soldier. Anthony Mackie.
I think I recall also
He has no powers, just wings.
Cheadle doing some joke about the recast at some point. That they were the same person or something. Or something like they were interchangeable. I forget why.
Okay, so all this
What it
is
was.
explained in Cap 2. Alright.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. The driving scene was fun.
Driving scene.
With the bike, with the motorcycle. There was like moments that were obviously there to make the audience laugh, where she's like beep beep going through Chinatown and stuff.
Yeah.
I was worried for a moment when they were flying away from the city and they're like, we have to go back for her or whatever, when they've got like the cargo that could destroy the world. And I was like, if you fucking go back,
Yeah.
I will fucking walk out right now. Because like, that would just be the stupidest goddamn decision for them to ever make. And they didn't.
Yeah.
Thank God. They had a
really glad
moment
they
where they
didn't.
thought that they should or something, or at least one guy was who was trying to convince them to go back.
Hawkeye?
No, Hawkeye decided they shouldn't. I think it was Captain America who thought they might. I don't know.
I can't remember who it was.
But I was worried about that. What?
Going back, who does that?
Well, that was well done, though.
Hawkeye was asking for Black Widow, but
Oh,
Cap
Hawkeye
told him.
was. Cap?
Yes.
Cap? Oh, that's awesome, because Captain America is the guy that you would think would be so virtuous to think he could save everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting. In comics, Falcon has the power to see through the eyes of birds. Empathetic link to his pet Falcon, limited control over birds, and skilled martial artist and gymnast.
Ooh.
Huh. I want to know if there's another Hulk movie on the horizon.
I don't think there is.
Ever?
Is there? I don't know. I don't remember that being the list.
So, Becky, do you know about the famous Hulk TV series scene? It's a joke. It's a running joke. Hulk walking away.
Okay, yeah.
Sad Hulk walking away music, and they had a reference, I think, very clearly. They recreated that scene
Really?
in the form of him flying away in the plane.
Oh.
They even played, they didn't play the same music, but they played sad music as he turns off the monitor and flies away. And it kind of had the same effect, I feel. Like this sad, lonely Hulk moment. If it wasn't it very clearly to me was a reference, but not just a reference. Like it's an inevitable development of the character. It's a theme of the character because he feels that he can't interact with humanity. He has to go, even though he thinks he has it under control.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel like he can be ever safe among people.
Yeah, he can't be trusted. Huh, that's fun. Rumor has it no?
Mark Ruffalo had a falling out with who's Mark Ruffalo? What, the actor?
Bruce Banner. Yeah, because they announced all of those upcoming Avengers movies, and Hulk wasn't one of them.
So
I don't know if he's
bring
in
Lou
them,
Ferrigno back. if they can't use Ruffalo, bring back Lou Ferrigno as like an aged Hulk, as an aged Bruce Banner.
Him as
if
Hulk.
only to see Lou Ferrigno. Do you know Lou Ferrigno? You would love Lou Ferrigno. He's, John Gamester.
Yes.
He's like him. He's got the same look and voice, except bigger. Even bigger than that. And
what?
Yeah, you would love Lou Ferrigno. He's also a class act. Like he's very much a people's man. Like
he does
in
so
terms
many
of,
comms.
Yeah.
Consonants.
If only to see Lou Ferrigno kiss Scarlett Johansson. I would like to see him cast as Hulk.
I didn't like Ed Norton.
I thought Ed Norton. Yeah, I didn't like the Ed Norton one.
Whenever they brought,
I think it was the wrong role. It wasn't
anything
against Ed Norton, but it was the wrong role.
But yeah,
he's perfect.
Has such a look about him, like he's trying so hard to keep the anger in.
He's amazing.
Controlled. He had cameos in both Hulk movies. Lou Ferrigno. Ruffalo.
Stan Lee, yeah, he was the guy who showed up in the Stan Lee cameo ad, the big guy who shows up at the door.
That's left at the end?
School. I forget what he does. He busts through the door at one point.
Is he the guy that Deacon saw getting into a cab?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I totally know him.
They referenced the Hulk going away scene there, too.
Okay. I get it.
Stan Lee's cameo was what in this? Oh, he was drunk. He was a veteran.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
It was cute. He was angry guy. Drunk army guy.
So, good movie?
It was a good movie. It was fun.
I'd say very good. Not great, amazing,
These aren't
awesome.
reviews. This is us just chatting.
Yeah.
Becky and I actually specifically don't talk too much after the movie because we want to save it here, and you guys can just basically partake in our after movie discussion with us. So these are not reviews. These are just what we felt like and not movie of the year, but it was good.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing because for the amount, like mainly it's a value proposition. The amount of you get like $1 billion of special effects pumped into your veins for $12 at the
Yeah,
theater.
you do.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how far movies have come.
And the thing is, too, we've invested so much time into this universe and these movies. You kind of have to see it.
Yeah, you have no choice now.
Yeah.
You might as well. I wonder if they'll ever have a subscription
suckers.
plan. You just subscribe to see them all.
Oh my god. I'd do it.
So thanks for watching, guys. This has been another post-movie gab session.
Aww.
Gush.
Coffee talk.
I wanted to call it gushing sessions, but like we didn't gush about this one. We just liked it. But Mad Max we gushed about.
True that.
Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
Bye.